Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. And I see some familiar faces and new faces. That's very, very nice. So we're going to get started. First, I wanted to thank you all for joining me today on a Sunday afternoon. I want to encourage you that this is your time. This is something you're doing for yourself. So I'm not going to say try, be 100% present. If you are going to give this hour for yourself, because either you are in a place right now that you're not comfortable with, you're curious to see how can I become better? How can I feel better? Then you're here for that reason. Give yourself this time 100% to be present. Put your phones on the side. I know it's very hard to leave the phones, but yes, sometimes the phone in silence can be also distracting. So I will suggest for you to put the phones on the side, and it's just 1 hour, and I will give you my best. I will try to give you a great message that can be helpful to you. So, let's get started. So, who am I? I know that you guys have been following me in social media, and I want to share with you how did I got here, which is a total different person than what I used to be 4 years ago. I am originally from Argentina. I'm going to keep my story short because I don't want to focus on my story. I just want you to be able to understand that I wasn't born in this place. My life wasn't always so beautiful as it is today. And I did went through the challenges that some of you guys are probably going through right now. So I want to tell you how I overcome those challenges. What are the things, what are the tools and strategies that I use personally myself? And hopefully this will be helpful to you, and you can use it as well in order to live an extraordinary life. Because we are living this life, we are waking up every morning, and it's so much better to live your life from a perspective of, from being happy, from making it extraordinary. So this is what it is. I'm coming from Argentina. I was born there, became a single mom when I was 19, lost my parents a few years before that. And by age 25, I did have a little bit of money that my father left when he died. But I moved to the US with my baby as a single mom. And I spent my money within, like I would say, 1 year, I ran out of money. And I find myself in this country, the US, with a 6-year-old, no family, did not speak English, and also had no money. I mean, I think I had like $100 in the bank, and that was it. So, and I had no skills because since I grew up in a very wealthy family, I didn't know how to do anything. I never made my bed until at that time. I never washed my clothes, never cleaned my house, did nothing but spend money. So this is my reality. I was 25 and I have to get my first job. I think I have so many careers in my life that at this point, I think my favorite one, it was when I became a nanny. So the only thing I know how to do, it was take care of kids because I already have mine. So my first job in the US, besides cleaning houses, it was taking care of babies. I was a baby doula. So I had the greatest time of my life. But I was working to make the money to pay for dinner that day. So to me, it was no option of not going to work, because if I wasn't going to work, I will not have money to live and to take care of my child. So I understood at that time that when you give 100% plus in anything you do in your life, there is no way that you are not going to succeed. So within like 5 years, I would say I become the most wanted nanny in that area. So I did good amount of money. I become very popular. I had tons of jobs coming into me, and I was overpaid for that. But it got to the point that that type of work, I kind of feel like I needed to move forward and do something different. I got very tired. Taking care of children is really the chemistry between parents and nanny have to be aligned in order not to get that burnt out sensation. So I did, and I started my career as a contractor, which I don't want to focus on how did I got there, but one of the things I have to tell you, I did work so hard in order to get to all these different places in my life. So I became an owner of a construction company, and that was very challenging. I had no idea what I was doing. I had never done anything like it. So I have to do this job with no skills and no experience. So again, I apply the things that I applied before in my life, which is give your 100 plus one and you will succeed. And another thing that I apply, which you should have in consideration, is proximity is power. If you surround yourself with people that already succeed in whatever you want to succeed, then you are one step ahead to your success on that. So that's what I did. I hired people that were experts on the field, and I became a very successful contractor in the New York City area. I own this company for over 20 years now. And the company is doing great, and I'm very proud of it. So I will say I succeed on that part of my life. But this is where we get to my new journey, which is started a little over 3 years ago. I find myself that I have everything I wanted and more, because like I told you, I had nothing. I had no skills. I had no money. I'm in a country I did not speak the language, and I have no family. And all of a sudden, I find myself that I have everything. I have a house and much more than what I thought I'm going to have. And I have success in my business. I'm not a bad looking woman, and I also have good health. So we all know how important it is to have good health. I have tons of friends. I feel like I had everything. My daughter had, at that time, 2 beautiful girls. So I was also a grandmother. But I was very unhappy. It was something that it didn't complete me. So, and I was tired. I was working in a way that I didn't like what I was doing. I wasn't looking forward to getting out of bed in the morning. I feel this sensation that I had no purpose, really. And that was very confusing for me, because besides feeling all that, I also felt guilty, because having everything that I had, how could you not be happy? So I have that guilty sensation that I can't really share my feelings with anybody else, because it's like, okay, how could you feel like that when you have much more than anybody would want? So I went into my get to know myself journey. And I did a few changes in my life. I closed the construction company just for a little bit. I did not want to work on that anymore. I moved to Argentina for a few months. My daughter was having the third child, and she was also going to be a girl. So to me, that was like a sign from the universe. I wanted to become a better role model for my girls. Now I'm going to be a grandmother of 3 girls, and I want them to have the opportunity to live an extraordinary life. I know that was there because I already met people that were living an extraordinary life. They were having amazing relationships and they were happy all the time. So I wanted that for myself. And obviously, I started seeing myself following my mom's steps in so many things I did. And then my child following my footsteps. And that was for me like, okay, this needs to stop here. I need to live a different life. I want to give a different role model to the kids. And so I start. And I invested on myself. The first thing I did, I got myself a coach. I do have a personal coach, somebody that I talk to like once or twice a month. And she is my accountable partner. So I believe in coaching. I think that you can accomplish so much more and so much faster if you do have that person that will work with you and will make you work harder, because so much easier when you have somebody there knowing what you're doing and giving you the space to create ideas, to take action. And so I did. One of the things I use, and this is a great tool that I think is an exercise. I call it the wheel of life. Nothing that you are going to learn here, I create. I did not create this. This was something that I learned in one of the seminars I went to. And this was the very beginning of my journey, because I remember the first time I was asked, "Who are you?" My response to that, it was, I am a mom and I'm a contractor. No, but who are you? Who are you? Not what you do, not what's your profession. A lot of us, when that question is asked, we have that identity based on the things that we do. If you're a teacher, then you will say, I'm a teacher. And that's not really who we are. So in order for me to be able to understand who I was at that time, I did this exercise, which it was great. I mean, the wheel of life is based on all these areas of your life. And I mean, feel free to change the areas. If you have an area that is not on this wheel, you can change it. But basically is to know from 1 to 10, how do you feel in each one of these areas? And it is like a wheel. So by coloring in each one of the areas, like let's say on your career from 1 to 10, I feel like I'm on 3 or 4, then you just color up to there. And the idea is that we have to have a balance in order to feel good, in order to feel happy, in order to feel fulfilled. All these areas need to be balanced. So your wheel is like when you drive a car. If you drive a car with a wheel that is all like different dimension and it's not completely round, you're going to be having a bumpy ride. So if you live your life that way, you are going to have a bumpy ride. So the idea is to balance. So when you do this exercise, you're going to notice maybe in some of these areas, you're not doing as well as others. We all have areas where we are very happy with. We're doing really well. We are about 8, 9, or 10. But we also, all of us have those areas that we sometimes at 0. So to my surprise, oh, well, on the relationship, I was at 0. Intimate relationship, I was at 0. I was with no one. I did not have an intimate relationship 3.5 years ago. And everything else was great. My career was great. My finances was great. But my relationships, which I break it in different parts, you have relationship with your family, you have relationship with your friends, and then you have your intimate relationships. I was at 0. So the second question is, when you find out where you're at in each one of these areas, then it's my next question. Where do you want to be? Because it's okay. I mean, if you're at 0 in an intimate relationship and you want to be at 0 because you don't want to have one, then keep it at 0 and you're happy with that. But if you want to have an intimate and amazing relationship with someone else, then where do you want to be? How does that have to be? And then is when you know where you want to be, you have to close that gap. So this is where you're at right now, and this is where you want to be. There is a gap between those 2 points. And that is what by taking action, we close that gap and we end up being where we really want to be. The reality is, I have learned that we all have the resources within us that we need to do and be whoever we want to be. So that is not impossible. Everything is possible. I learned that myself. So I want you to be able to experience the same thing. So when you find out by doing the wheel of life, you are going to have more clarity about yourself. Now, when I ask you, who are you? You instantly, your mind is going to take you to all these different areas. So you are not only going to focus on one and say who you are based on where you work or what you do. You're going to have a clarity in all areas of your life. Who are you? Are you an excellent mom? You have a great relationship with your friends. You're amazing in your finances. You're going to have all this clarity. So this is what happened to me. I did this exercise. I find out that I'm at 0 in relationships. So now they're telling me that I made the decision. I wanted to have an extraordinary relationship with a man. I wanted finally in my life that I have not succeed in this area. I wanted to be able to have an amazing relationship with a man. So who do I have to become in order to have that? Because that's the difference, the way I used to do it before and the way I do it now. Who do I need to be in order to be with that person and have that extraordinary relationship? In my case, was intimate relationships. You figure out yourself by doing this exercise. Who do you need to become in order to have the amazing career, in order to be at 10 with my finances? So that's when the second exercise that I do, and it's an amazing tool that I learned from one of my mentors, come into place with it is the 7-step path. So how do I apply this on my intimate relationships? First, I needed to become clear. The 7-step path is fascinating to me. I think I use it for everything in my life. Whenever I want something, little goal, big goal, I always use the 7-step path because it's guaranteed success. If you stick to what the steps are telling you and you do one at a time without skipping any, you will get success. You will succeed in whatever you're looking for. So once you become clear, clarity is fundamental for this. It's crucial for you to be clear. What is that you want? What is that you really, really want? So pick the area that you want to work on. Be specific. Details are counting great things in these type of exercises. Details means describe exactly what you want. Sometimes I hear, and I used to do that, like, I don't know, if you are overweight, you say, well, I want to lose weight. That is not a goal. That is not a result that's going to be easy to get to, because you are not as specific telling me, I want to lose 2 pounds in the next 2 weeks. All right, now we have something to work for it, as that is as specific. So when you decide about what is that you really want, in my case was, okay, I want to have a relationship with I want to have an extraordinary relationship with a man. Then that was clear. Why? The why is on the first step. Why? What do you want? Become clear on that. And why do you want it? The why is the fuel. The why is going to give you the strength to go over every single step. And it's important that you understand, why do you want that? Find all the reasons. Find all the reasons why do you want to have what you want to have. So in my case, because I wanted to share my life, I wanted to share everything with another person. I don't want to grow old by myself. I don't want to sleep alone. I want to have somebody that I can share my good stuff, my bad stuff, somebody to laugh with. So those were my whys. So once you know what you want, what you really, really want, and you know by detail, and you know why you want it, always remember, don't ever ask yourself, how I'm going to get that. The how is a dream killer. No, I mean, we really don't know how, and doesn't really matter how you're going to get there. If you really, really want it, and you have a good purpose and good reason, then you're going to get there. So don't worry about the how. And from then you go to the step 2. On the step 2, should I ask anybody if you have any questions? I jump into the 7-step path. I don't know. I should have probably asked if you have any questions about the wheel of life, or we can do questions and answer at the end, maybe. All right. I think you can lift your hand if you have a question, but I'm going to continue. So on the second step, now we face the truth. What are the obstacles? What have been in your way for you not to succeed on this before? What is there? And it can be numerous things. I mean, it can be limited beliefs. See, to me, I did not have an intimate relationship, because one of the things that I used to say out loud, and I said it to everybody, I thought I was totally convinced of it, it was that I wasn't relationship material. So I used to tell myself, I am not relationship material. That is one of the beliefs that I have. Also, I used to say, and I believe truly, that I did not believe in marriage, that we humans were not created to be in a monogamous relationship forever and ever. Where did I get these beliefs? I had no clue, but literally I remember my entire life thinking that way. So now you're asking me, how is it that I didn't have a good intimate relationship with anybody? Because just by thinking that way, that was an incredible obstacle. it would be impossible to have an extraordinary relationship by thinking that way. So you really have to, on step two is face your truth. You really have to be in contact with yourself and see what are the obstacles. Is there anything that I believe that it might don't align with the things that I want? So maybe I have to change his story. Maybe I have to change these things that I've been telling myself in order to get what I really want. Then another obstacle could be fear. I mean, how many of us don't do the things because we are afraid even of what people is going to say to us, or what if I fail? What if I fail? I'm telling you, failure is actually one of the steps to success. No one that has succeeded in anything in this life did not went through failure one, twice, or a million times. So failure is a great thing. But of course, if you have the feeling of fear of failure, then change that. Change that story. Failure is your friend. It's going to get you there. So that's pretty much what this step two is. You really have to be able to be honest, to see what can hold you there at this time, and what can I do to change the belief, change my thinking, change the things that I say to myself in order for me to move forward. Then you go to step three. And on step three, we resolve and create. All right, now you know what you want. You know why you want it. There you go. You keep on walking. You find out. You face your truth. You've been honest with yourself. I have to change this. I have to change this belief. I have to start telling myself this different thing. I have to empty my pantry if I want to lose weight. Throw away the cookies. Whatever you have to do. And in step two, you make the decision. Now you know what it is. Get rid of it. And that's when you resolve. You are on step three, and you create a map. Map is for massive action plan. So yes, paper and pen is required in your life in order to succeed, because your mind is not capable to have this whole planning and remember everything all the time. So yeah, get a piece of paper, get a pen, and write down, what actions can I take now, today? What actions can I take? If your goal is, I want to travel before the end of the year, I want to travel in the fall, I want to go to Spain, then take the first action today. Go online and figure out how much a trip is going to cost you and book it. So whatever actions you have to take, write it down and start with the small little actions. Small little actions are going to get you very far. If you are a climber, I don't know if any of you guys are hikers. I love to hike. You don't get to the top of the mountain by doing a huge step. You get to the top of the mountain by doing 1 to 1,000 steps until you get there. But the most important step is the step you're taking now, which is the one step. So this is what is step number 3 on the 7-step path is about. Create a list of actions that you can take and just do one little action every single day. Consistency is going to get you there. So, and because we have this list, and we might have in the list things that we don't like to do, is where the step 4 comes after that. The step 4, it tells you do what is hard. Slay your dragon. Kiss the frog. I love to say kiss the frog because when I was a little girl, my mom always used to tell me the story about the prince. It was a frog, and then the princess kissed the frog, and the frog turned into this beautiful prince, very handsome. And I thought it was so romantic and so beautiful. To me, kiss the frog means do the ugly. Do what you don't like to do if you want to get what you want. And it can be many things. It can be you don't like to get up early in the morning. Well, get up early in the morning. Stop snoozing. Do not snooze. The alarm goes off, you jump out of bed, and that is do what's hard. Give up whatever, you want to lose weight. Give up the cookies at night. Do not sit in front of the television eating cookies. It's your goal is to lose weight. Switch it for something, change it for something else. And I'm going to tell you a secret of what I do on a step 4, because doing things that are hard for us, it can be discouraging, and we can make million excuses. The mind is so incredible, the excuses it can make for us. If we were as creative with the mind into doing good things, it would be amazing. But the mind is very creative into getting you out of doing the good things. So what I do with the step 4 is do the hard thing. I just forgot what I was going to tell you. This is so bad. But I have to be honest. I just went into somewhere else. Get out of your comfort zone. Do the uncomfortable. There is always okay, this is what I wanted to say. The mind will tell you you're tired. The mind will tell you you don't have to do it. The mind will tell you you deserve the rest. How many times we say to ourselves, we've been resting a whole entire 50 years, and now my mind is telling me, you deserve the rest. You have a broken heart, you can lie in bed and cry for 3 months. You can eat all the sugar and be bad because you deserve that. No, that's not what I'm telling myself. Do what's hard. That means I am capable to say no to the things that are not good for me. When I work out, my mind will tell me, stop. You're so exhausted. Stop working out. Your body can't do it anymore. I'm going to tell you a secret. I learned this. Your mind will tell you that when you are only at a 40% capacity. So if you are on a treadmill and you're tired and you feel like you have to quit, let me tell you, you still have 60% to give. So be careful what the mind tells you. So this is what I do on this step 4. I attach something that I like to do to something that I don't like to do. So I walk every morning. I love to work out, but of course I get tired. But I entertain my mind by listening to an audible book. So the audible book is giving me the pleasure. So the activity that I'm doing that might not be so pleasurable, it becomes a pleasure because it's attached to something you like to do. Like if you don't like to fold your laundry, maybe if you put a cool song while you fold the laundry, the activity of folding the laundry becomes so much more pleasurable. So it becomes easy to do. So try to do that. Attach something that you like to do to the things you don't like to do. And then those things are going to become so much easier to do. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how I do it. So then is when they come to step 5, because once you have the actions, once you do what is hard, that means you are changing, you are creating new habits. And that's what step 5 comes into place, because it's these small daily routines or habits that you create that is going to give you the consistency to get you closer to success. So small things that you do gives you the consistency. I create for myself my hour of power. So every morning I give myself 1 hour, and I know what you're going to say. I don't have the time. I used to not have the time. I made my time for myself. If you don't have the hour, give yourself 15 minutes. but it have to be a moment where you really, really have a intention. You are dedicating this time to yourself to do something good for yourself. So my hour of power consists on, the first thing I do is I give gratitude. I find out that by being grateful about, I always say every morning when I woke up, I am grateful for three things. And it can be very simple. I live in Long Island and it rains a lot here. We see the sun very little. So sometimes one of the things I'm grateful for, thanks for the sun, because when I look out my window and it's a sunny day, I'm like so grateful about that. So very little things. But when you practice this, notice that you instantly create happiness in your life. It's impossible to be grateful and unhappy at the same time. That I find out. So if you are not in a good place, if you're not happy, use that tool. Think about three things you're grateful for. Go back, close your eyes. Think about the moments in your life that you're grateful for. Bring back those emotions that were at that time, and you will feel the same way, and then you will create happiness in your life. So I create my hour of power is a physical exercise with feeding the mind with good stuff, either listening to an audible or listen to some cool stuff. I mean, there's so many things, YouTube or stuff that, I mean, it's for free. You don't really have to pay anything. It's just the mind, when you entertain your mind with, it's like feeding, you know, we feed the body with food. You feed the mind with good thoughts. I always do the example about the garden. Pretend that your mind is the soil of your garden and the thoughts are the seeds. So it is your choice if you want to have a beautiful garden with beautiful flowers, or if you want to have a garden full of weeds. So be conscious that you are the one that creates that. So daily practice, small daily actions gives you that self-confidence. Consistency gives you things to celebrate, because you're doing the thing every day. You're doing the thing no matter what. You're doing the thing. Then at the end of the week, there are 7 days you have done something, and that will give you self-confidence. You will feel really good about yourself. So then we go to step 6. Step 6, I love it. Say, raise your standard, measure often. Why do we have to measure? You want to know if all these actions you're taking, if your daily routine that you're doing, whatever you create for yourself, are getting you closer to your goal or not. Because you have to remember, what is that you wanted? Am I getting closer? I'm doing all these things and slay the dragon. I create a daily routine. And am I getting closer? Am I getting far away from the thing that I want, my result, my outcome? So I suggest to look at, to measure often, not once a month, not once a year. I mean, if you measure once a week, you have more chances to fix it before it's too out of the way. It's like driving a car. You look at where you go and what is your destination. So you constantly measuring to see if you're driving on the right direction or you're going to end up in a different town. So that is step 6. And when you practice the step 6, you're going to see there, you're going to find out there are so many things that you have accomplished, because when you measure, you're going to be able to see, oh my God, I've been doing this, you know, like in my case, my hour of power. Now it's been years. Now I do it without even thinking about it. It's like a habit that you just created, and it's not even a question. So that is a motive for celebration. So it's great. The measure often, you have to be kind to yourself and remember to praise yourself for the good things that you did. We tend to focus much more on our failures, on the things that we do wrong, than on the things that we do right. So I will uh, remind you to always, always treat yourself like you are the person you love the most. If I have a child, and if you guys have children, you know how it is. Our kids are everything in our lives. So treat yourself like you are your child. Pretty much it's like that. So don't forget to feel good, to praise yourself when you do good things, when you did such a good effort and you know this is the result, and you celebrate, which is the step 6. Is step 7 is celebrate. Life is a gift. To me, life is amazing. I have changed so much in the last 3.5 years, 4 years since I am living this way. I can't wait to get out of bed every morning. I can't wait to go out into the world and see what opportunities I'm going to get. I am a life coach, but I am my first client. I coach myself every morning. I get out of bed, I look at myself in the mirror, and I coach myself. I tell myself, remember, every opportunity, every challenge that comes to you today, take it as an opportunity. Create a state of mind that is positive and happy, because I know that I can create that. My thoughts are my thoughts, and I'm the one that put them in my mind, the same way that I told you about the garden. So you have to remember that. I know that by being grateful, I'm instantly happy. So why would I not be grateful? So I am grateful all the time because I like to be happy all the time. Do I have problems and challenges? Yeah, I have the same or more or than 5 years ago. I just face them with a different, from the different perspective. So you are going to have problems, but what's best? To go through your challenges from a better state, with a better state of mind, or do the pure suffering like we are used to do. So life is great. It's difficult, it's challenging, but challenges are teaching us lessons that we need to learn. So embrace that. And the thing that I learned that is the most important is when I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here sharing this with you because I feel that it's my obligation to give you the opportunity to learn these things and to give you the opportunity to feel the way I feel. So it's share. It's share. So whatever you learned today, whatever was useful to you, make sure you share it with someone else, because that's what's going to give you the feeling of fulfillment, when you know you are doing something good for someone else. And that is the resume of the 7-step path. I use it for everything in my life, little things, big things. I am going to open up for you guys if you have any questions. Let's see. Maura, you have a question. I don't know if you unmute. Do they mute you, or how do
I
we
don't
get?
really have a question. I was saying good work. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I like that you went in. So people should know I've known Rossana for almost 3 years now. I've listened to her 7-step, but I appreciated the step-by-step breakdown and the hints that you gave today. that was such like an aha moment for me. So thank you, my friends.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Thank you.
that. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Yeah.
Great. You have to share it now.
I was pressing the wrong button. No, I just really just wanted to say thank you so much. I really resonate with your story because I really resonate with your life, a bit of your career, because I'm also in construction. So just wanted to congratulate you for, overcoming all those limiting beliefs and everything. And no, this is really, really inspiring. And I myself, I'm trying to put myself in a different place, and I'm also applying a lot of this. But well, it's like you said, one day at a time, one step at a time. But I'm really happy to have crossed your profile. So yeah, definitely. And just mainly thank you so much for sharing with us. And like you said, now we have to share it with others. And yeah, just congratulations, and just keep doing it.
Thank you.
It's really
Thank you
inspiring.
so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate those words. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. All right. Anybody else have a question? I have to tell you, I am creating a group. Guess we can put it on the WhatsApp chat, and it's a work the way we're going to do for like 3 months. We're going to meet once a week for 1 hour, and we're literally going to create a goal, find that area, what is the gap, and we're going to intensively work on that and to succeed on whatever you pick to do for yourself in 3 months. And I'm not selling any craziness. This is something that I do with myself. Like every time that I use this 7-step path, I succeed. Of course, there are achievable goals, but it teaches you that to create this self-discipline in order to do the hard things, because I think most of the people fail, or most of the people don't move forward because they get to that part when it's the hard thing and they just don't want to do it. Raise hand. Malu, are you there?
Mariam and Malu.
Hola,
Yes.
Rosana. Muchas gracias por tu clase. Quería hablarte en inglés, pero me puse un poquito nerviosa, entonces era para
That's okay.
agradecerte pues este espacio que nos brindaste, y bueno, pues estaré pendiente ahí del mensaje en WhatsApp para participar.
Oh, qué bueno. Sí, muy bueno. Gracias
Gracias.
por asistir. ¿Y entendiste todo bien en inglés? Sí.
Sí, perfecto. Muchísimas
Qué bueno.
gracias.
Qué bueno. Gusto conocerte.
Gracias, Rosana, igualmente.
Bueno, nos vemos pronto.
Well, I just didn't want to let pass this opportunity to thank you after all this time that you have separated for us. I just met you not long ago, and just for the fact that you are here and that you are doing all you do online, it's inspiring. Just that. You didn't even have to start talking. Even if what you said, I agree 100% with all of it. But just looking at you, knowing a little bit of your story, it's very inspiring. And I wanted to thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's very nice. Thank you. I guess we can wrap it up. I appreciate you all. I literally thank you so much for joining me, for giving me this time on a Sunday. I know everybody likes to do other things on Sunday, maybe. I love to be able to create spaces where we women can share from our heart. We can feel understood. And there is no better way to work together with other women on the things that we want to achieve for ourselves. I totally believe about sisterhood, and it's what I'm doing that. So hopefully I see you there.